Looking for help with your 2025 summer employment application? The Virgin Islands Department of Labor has you covered. Join them for the 2025 Summer Youth Work Experience Program Open House at the VIDOL office in Scion Farm, Saturday, February 22nd from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. Bring the required documents. Visit the Facebook page at USVIDOL for a list of documents or call 340-773-1994 and ask to speak with someone from the Youth and Apprenticeship team.
Brought to you by the VI Department of Labor.
The AI world according to NVIDIA.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Bitwarden Password.
NVIDIA is a key company at the heart of this emerging artificial intelligence revolution. It made microprocessors for computer gaming that turn out to be great to grind out AI. Its quarterly results are in, the first that reflect the realization that DeepSeek of China had come up with a workable AI system that uses a lot fewer microchips. But NVIDIA is insisting there's still plenty of room for its business to grow. Marketplace's Nova Safo reports.
NVIDIA is forecasting that its sales will increase in the next quarter to about $43 billion. The company also has profit margins of more than 70%, although it expects them to narrow slightly as it spends more to produce its new advanced chips called Blackwell. Those chips are selling briskly, despite China showing AI efficiency advancements through a model called DeepSeek. That's because more advanced AI systems are coming, and they'll need computing power. Still, the news about profit margins and profit and sales numbers that were not as stellar as previous results left investors somewhat lukewarm. That's because NVIDIA has set a huge standard for itself. A primary beneficiary of the AI boom, its shares have risen nearly 2,000% in 5 years. Its stock price took a tumble after DeepSeek came out and has yet to recover to its previous high. I'm Nova Safo for Marketplace.
In pre-market trading now, NVIDIA's stock is up some 0.9%. Rival ASML of the Netherlands is down 0.2%. Intel up more than 1% now pre-market. Dow and NASDAQ futures are up 0.6%. S&P futures up 0.3%. While the number of people filing for unemployment benefits has been fairly steady, layoffs in recent months go well beyond the federal workers being targeted by the Government Efficiency Advisory Group out of Washington. Among the private companies that have announced layoffs of 1,000 people or more, Chevron, Facebook, Meta, Starbucks, Southwest Airlines, and many more. Marketplace's Mitchell Hartman reports.
Overall, the job market is still pretty strong, but Andy Challenger at outplacement firm Challenger Gray & Christmas is bracing for worse to come.
We expect a lot more job cuts because of conversations I'm having with companies. I'm hiring like crazy.
Sad but true, the firm's busier when a lot of newly laid off workers need help finding jobs. Challenger says the tech and housing sectors have been gradually downsizing, but now
I'm starting to see a much wider array of industries beginning job cuts. Companies revise downward their growth outlooks, getting leaner, getting more cost effective.
Americans are getting more pessimistic, says Stephanie Guichard at the Conference Board, with fewer people saying it'll be easy to find a job in the future. But
we don't see people being worried about losing their jobs. Sentiment about future income is still positive.
And, says Andy Challenger,
even though there are lots of layoffs in the news, also from the public sector in a way that we haven't really ever seen, I wouldn't be too depressed or dismayed about the job market.
With unemployment at a still very low 4%. I'm Mitchell Hartman for Marketplace.
Marketplace Morning Report is supported by Schwab. Schwab offers investors choices like full-service wealth management, self-directed investing options, and trading on Think or Swim. More at schwab.com.
Among so many who mobilized to help neighbors deal with the terrible Southern California wildfires, immigrant day laborers who volunteer their time to clear wreckage and other fire debris under the auspices of the Pasadena Community Job Center. The center is run by the National Day Laborer Organizing Network, which during normal times works to help people find Paid jobs, now given the disruption of people and businesses because of the fires, paid jobs can be harder to find in and around the fire zones. Now here's the story of one laborer turned volunteer.
Mi nombre es César, yo soy trabajador jornalero.
My name is Cesar. I am a day laborer. I mostly do landscaping, construction, and painting. All of this started because we were seeing that many of our employers had lost their properties. Now I am affected because I will not have a job for a long time. For me, it has been a real satisfaction to be able to help these people. I have received training for cases of natural disasters and certified by OSHA. We went to bring hot food to people who didn't want to leave their homes because they thought they were going to be robbed. These houses had no electricity and no water. We were bringing hot food. My friends knocked on the door and an elderly person came out. When I saw this person, I could see his expression, how psychologically affected he looked. And I could tell that he was a Hispanic person. I started to speak to him in Spanish to make him feel better. I could see his emotions when he heard the language, and he felt a little more comfortable. I could see the emotion on his face. My friends offered him food. He really didn't want food. He wanted to get everything out that he had on the inside, to have a conversation with someone since he felt alone. I felt very pleased, and that night I went home calmly and happy because I knew that my work was doing something good. I feel very good as an immigrant, and I believe that immigrants are an important part of the United States. The immigrant workforce is important because we work and many of us pay taxes when we buy things. We pay a tax that is never reimbursed to us.
We withheld Cesar's name over privacy concerns. The National Day Laborer Organizing Network is pushing to help more workers like Cesar get authorization from federal job safety regulators, OSHA, which could open the door to more jobs. We also hear about what the fire did to Cesar's family finances, marketplace.org if you missed that on the air. English voiceover in that piece by our own Juan Carlos Torado. I'm David Brancaccio, Marketplace Morning Report. From APM, American Public Media.
Good morning. This is meteorologist Russ Murley with your WTJX local forecast. This is Thursday, the 27th of February. Spotty showers will give way to sunshine. Temperatures in the middle 80s this afternoon. East to southeast winds as high as 10 to 20 miles per hour. Overnight tonight, a few scattered clouds, lows 73 to 77. Partly sunny with spotty showers on the way tomorrow. High temperatures 83 to 87 degrees. Tomorrow night, just a few scattered clouds, temperatures in the middle 70s. We look forward to Saturday with a lot of sunshine and high temperatures climbing nicely into the middle 80s. Rip current risk in most area beaches will be modest. And be careful when you're headed into the water. I'm meteorologist Russ Murley.
The views and opinions expressed on Analyze This are entirely those of the on-air participants and do not reflect those of the station's board, management, staff, or underwriters.
You know, I had been away for a week. But it's my understanding that the Folklore Festival is in effect. Good morning and welcome to another edition of Analyze This here on your NPR station, WTJX FM 93.1 with yours truly. And you're listening to a little Blinky and the Roadmasters, Sylvester McIntosh out to the west. Right? I want to give a shout out to the one and only Willard John. Can I tell Willard, I'm going to play this one tomorrow. This beautiful Quebec. AKC, we're going to talk tomorrow. Right? And promote that Folklore Festival with Stanley and 55 years and all that stuff. But I wanted the audience to hear this beautiful saxophone for a little bit. Right? So enjoy this, yeah? And then we'll come back and do our thing. Yeah. You know, the Virgin Isles, whenever we play Quebec music, Sean Malone gets a shout out because he moved the legislation that officially designated Quebec as Virgin Islands music. And how can it not be Quebec music when you hear sweet music like this? The name of the song is Flotation Merengue. And of course, you know, Blinky and the Roadmasters. They were honored at the Smithsonian way back, I believe, in either late 80s or early 90s. He and Isidore Griles, oh gosh, yeah, Frank Charles, Gustav Peterson, Lloyd Thomas Pettico, the one only Milton Meggarden. You know, when you play this kind of music, I mean, I could see why you don't get out of it. We'll check, so let me finish. Let me let this thing finish off, and then we come in and we do our thing. Yeah. Bam. Oh, yes. Thank you very much, Blinky, for starting out the show this morning with Flotation Merengue. The Folklore Festival, right? KC had Kendall Henry out to the west, our resident music historian here in the Virgin Islands. Percussionist for Stanley at 10 Sleepless Nights. Let me pull this up because we got to 15 tomorrow. We're also going to have Nicole Parsons on tomorrow as well for a little bit. They got a big show. I think it's Saturday or tomorrow. We're gonna check it out. But Friday and Saturday. Okay, yeah. So we're gonna work on that. Okay, here we go. Here's the details for the Sleepless Nights Folklore Festival, and we're gonna pull up our Sleepless Nights a little bit as well. March 3rd through the 7th. Okay, well, no, start on the 1st, which is Saturday, right? The Folklore Festival kick off at the Wynn Museum, 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. That's Saturday, March the 1st, right? And then it's just a month of festivities, the 3rd through the 7th, which is Monday through next week, Friday. Cultural school tours. Alfredo Andrews, Eulalie Rivera, Juanita Gardine, John H. Woodson, Lou Muckle, and the Ricardo Richards Schools. And the 14th, right, which is a Friday, a night of Bambula, Bomba, Bambula, and African dance at Island Center, right? That's 7 p.m. Then the next night, the Saturday, a Crucian Taste down at Fort Frederick at 7 p.m. That's the 15th. And then March 22nd, which is 3 weeks from this Saturday, right? Rock Your Style, the Splendor of USVI Madras, Fort Frederick at 7 p.m. Okay? So March right? The whole Folk Life Festival and celebrating Tennessee Plus Nights 55 years, right? So I wanted to give a shout out to Blinky because they had been honored by the Smithsonian way back in the day. Of course, we were honored to Sleepless Nights and Stanley Jacobs, a check. But hold on, I'm gonna find it now. There's a nice photo, right? Of Blinky and the Roadmasters, and them boy got on suit, you know. Right? Blinky and the Roadmasters, hold on there. Yeah, that man got on suit. That man ain't got on the Guayabera or nothing. That man dress. Right? Like all them getting married. It's a beautiful photo. When I showed it to David Clark, right? Cause his father. Okay, that's the next one I play with the band too. That's enough photo. Anselmo Clark. You see? Yeah, Anselmo Clark, right? Is Meg Garden, Isidore Griles, Frank Charles, Lloyd Thomas, Pedico, Sylvester Blinky McIntosh, Anselmo Clark, and Gustav Peterson. So I saw his daughter, Hollis McIntosh. I sent her the photo. And I also sent the photo to his son-in-law, Eric Sanier, Mr. Sanier from the RT Park. So what had happened was Blinky had won a National Heritage Fellowship from the National Endowment for the Arts in 1987. So this is Reagan years, right? And was honored at the White House and recognized as a master traditionalist artist, congratulated by Ronald Reagan. Dick Cavett visited St. Croix. Remember when we were small, Dick Cavett used to be a regular thing, Friday night? Dick Cavett visited St. Croix, met Blinky, interviewed him. Blinky and his band played in the cult classic 1992 film Captain Ron, which starred Kurt Russell and Martin Short. And he performed at the Tournament of Roses and at Wolf Trap in New York. He played for Muhammad Ali's daughter's wedding and St. Thomas, and he jammed with Dolly Parton. So Blinky rubbed shoulders with some of the great ones, man. You know what I'm saying? And his daughter was quoted as saying, "We didn't see him as famous, he was daddy." You check. So we're giving a shout out in Black History Month, and VI Black History Month starts on Saturday as well. Giving a shout out to the one and only Sylvester Blinky McIntosh. Also, we go, can't forget, losing a great culture bearer out of the West, Wayne Bully Peterson. So Bully passed away earlier this month. He and the Kafunas, and then Blinky played with them. Played with Bully. Played with Jazzy Blue. Sometimes sat in with the 10 Sleepless Nights, or with Jamesy Brewster. Jamesy's, that's a personal thing. But my dad was a producer, executive producer, James and the Happy Seven. Right, he played the sax on Sundays at the St. Patrick's Catholic Church, alongside Juni Bomba on percussion and other Cruisian greats. Yeah, man, so we're giving a shout out to Blinky. And played the piano as well, too. It wasn't limited to the saxophone. But Captain Melbourne Adams, he convinced that when it comes to that saxophone, and Quelben music, Blinky really got much equals. He's that good. And he said the Wesley Thomas influence, you could hear it in some of the riffs and some of the chords, in that flotation merengue. So Willard, I tell you I'm gonna play it. And that's a classic. That's a when you hear this type of music in the background, you know what I mean? I hope I could hear it. Raffi could hear it, right? Yeah, it's background music right now because they're running my mouth, you know what I mean? But I could bring it close at any time. Me when it comes to music and in the morning, we ain't pull it back nothing. But when you hear this sweet Quelbe saxophone, how could you not like it? How? In particular on a morning like today, which is absolutely gorgeous. I'm going to ask Rafi to call the weather service so we could talk to them a little bit. And while they're going, you can hear this sweet sax. I hope Doc School there up this morning. I know he appreciate this type of thing. Folklife Festival all in the month of March. We featuring the 10 Sleepless Nights TSK 55 years. But today, Sylvester Blinky out to the west. Oh yeah. Yeah. We're gonna put this on pause while we speak to the weather people in San Juan. Good morning. Who am I speaking with?
Good morning. Glorian de Vera.
Glorian, you like the music?
Yes.
I'm gonna play like 5 more seconds so you can hear the saxophone because it's really beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
This is our cultural music here. We call it Quelbe in the Virgin Islands, and that's our thing. So I just wanted to play a little bit of that. I know when you hear that saxophone, it feels good, right? Early in the morning.
Yeah.
How's the weather in San Juan?
It's very pretty today.
Yeah, it really is gorgeous. Is it going to remain that way for the day?
It's going to remain that way. We have a patch of moisture moving into the area right now, and then after that, we're expecting clear skies and dry weather for the rest of the day, pretty much for the Virgin Islands and here in Puerto Rico.
Y viernes, sábado y domingo.
Yes, and so for the weekend, bad news, we're expecting Saharan dust to come into the area. So hazy skies are going to prevail throughout the weekend, so people with sensitive conditions to allergies and other respiratory problems should be aware about that. So
significant Saharan dust or just a small amount?
So it's atypical for this time of the year, so it's a dense mass of Saharan dust that we're expecting.
Okay. Now, talk a little bit about a marine advisory for our beachgoers and our boaters.
So, good news for the people who are planning to go outside in boats or to the beach. We're not expecting hazardous marine conditions this weekend. We're expecting seas to remain between 2 and 4 feet across the region. So those are good news for everybody planning to go out this weekend.
Okay, good. So today's going to be good, but we're looking at Sahara dust.
Yes, so we're not expecting a significant rainfall amounts across the region. Maybe just a few showers during the morning hours for tomorrow, Friday, but that's pretty much it.
Okay, and no precipitation over the weekend?
No, we're not expecting precipitation across the weekend.
Okay, Lorraine Rivera, thank you very much.
You're
Appreciate
welcome.
that.
Have a nice day.
Good. You got it. So that's for those who, have respiratory issues that you're dealing with. Some Saharan dust coming in. Good morning, Ty Camille Hunt Caesar. Long time I didn't talk to you. And you were the one who actually educated me when we had that Godzilla plume of Saharan dust back in 2020. What's his name had set me up with a conversation with yourself. And Daryl Jashin. That's when I first spoke with Ty Camille Hunt Caesar, so she's the medical director. So she educated us about these particles, and that's Saharan dust. Just amazing how it can work its way all the way over from the motherland, specifically the northern half, maybe northern third, half. That's interesting how that works. So, like I say, we closing out Black History Month. Had a great conversation yesterday with Malik Siku. We didn't get the Fulbright scholar, Dr. Kiaboga Mafunier, who's lecturing at Lincoln University. Apparently he is in the motherland down in South Africa right now, so we're going to work on rescheduling that. And anytime Malik come on, that's just high quality content that we, embrace here and analyze this. Yeah. You know how it is, right? So like I said, Folklife Festival throughout the month of March. and we're gonna do what we got to do here because, of course, TSK is the WTJX house band. You check, but we got promote Quelbe music throughout the entire month of March. Okay, and it starts with the one and only Sylvester Blinky McIntosh, honored by the National Endowment of the Arts. We're gonna do what we gotta do, to make sure. Let me make this text message here. To make sure that our culture is preserved here in the Virgin Islands, because we can't afford to, allow for, this brilliant, music to not be held on to and promote, the greatness of Virgin Islanders. Because, oh gosh, hard to concentrate when I'm hearing this kind of beautiful music. Oh, one more thing. Last time we were talking about what Rafi had educated me on with respect to the marimba, and the beautiful song. I remember marimba. A lot of times we were assuming that it was a xylophone, when in fact it was a marimba, and that's a morning dance thing. You know what I mean? Thank you very much, Blinky. Of course, when we played the morning dance, that was dedicated to the ladies on Valentine's Day, on the 14th of February. And look now, would you believe when Friday night, when 11:59 happens tomorrow night, and the clock strikes midnight, 1/6 of 2025 done gone. 2 months in the books, flying. Right, so we're good. We'll take a break. We'll come back. It's an Arts Thursday here. Analyze this. We'll be back right after this.
WTJX, your NPR station in the Virgin Islands, is underwritten in part by Bank of St. Croix, offering Elevate Checking, a mobile banking app, and direct deposit. Online at bankofstcroix.com. Bank of St. Croix is proud to support public media in the Virgin Islands.
Analyze This with Neville James is underwritten in part by the Virgin Islands Energy Office, powering policies and programs for a more sustainable tomorrow. The Virgin Islands Energy Office, proud to support public media in the Virgin Islands.
Community is important on our islands. Manifest your support of community by keeping the informative and educational programming that you get from WTJX FM, your local NPR station, on the air. Show your support by donating at WTJX.org.
The Forum and the St. John School of the Art presents Chamber Music with a Modern Twist by the McGill-McHale Trio, Friday, February 28th at the St. John School of the Arts. Concert starts at 6:30 p.m. and then Saturday, March 1st at the Prior Jolek Hall and Tilly School campus. Courtyard opens at 6 p.m. and the concert begins at 7 p.m. Tickets at theforumusvi.org or call Nicole Parson at 646-725-3353. Supported by the Mid-Atlantic Arts Foundation.
So I spent the past year trying to figure out what news designed for 21st century humans might look like. One of the things that really stuck with me was that we now know that humans actually need hope to get up in the morning. And I don't think as a journalist I ever thought about it that way.
We're always looking for new and better.
And we're back here on Analyze This, and I'm joined in the studio by some students representing. What school are representing?
The Synchro Educational Complex.
Speak into that microphone, young lady.
Sorry, the Synchro Educational Complex.
Okay, there we go. Madam Band Leader, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Introduce yourself and the young ladies.
Good morning, listening audience. My name is Essi Gaston-Edwards. I am modern dance teacher, health teacher, PE teacher, and director of the Complex Dance Ensemble, as well as the assistant director of the band program with Mr. Kevin Hendricks.
Repeat the name again.
Essi Gaston-Edwards.
I got a Gaston. SC, what's that?
Essi, yes. Essi. ESSI.
ESSI. Okay, good thing. Good thing. No. Young lady, good morning.
Good morning.
Speaking to the microphone.
Good morning.
Just pull it over and talk directly into it and slide it over after. No.
Okay.
Go ahead.
My name is Kayla Matthew. I am a senior at the Synchro Educational Complex.
What is it, Kayla?
Kayla. K-A-Y-L-E.
Okay. Kayla Matthew?
Yeah.
Okay. And you're a senior?
Yes, I am a senior.
Okay, good. Young lady?
Good morning. My name is Soleil Rogers, and I am also a senior at the Synchro Educational Complex.
Soleil?
Yes.
Rogers?
Yes.
S-O-L...
E with an accent over the E.
Oh, big stylish name. Rogers with a D?
No.
Without? Okay, good. Okay, good. So, Ms. Gaston-Edwards, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing?
Good. Talk about the different programs that you steward at the complex.
Well, right now we're here promoting the Synchro Educational Complex Dance Ensemble. We're actually embarking on an California dance tour, April 16th to the 21st in California, where the girls will be the featured entertainment at Disneyland and Universal Studios. In addition, they're going to attend a Disney fun-filled workshop, as well as different attractions that they're going to attend throughout California to just broaden their horizons, expand their growth, and then allow them to showcase their talent in dance. So with me, I have two of our dance seniors, Kayla and Soleil, who will talk more about the adventure that they're about to embark on. And we've been rehearsing tirelessly, and they've been performing throughout the island, as a matter of fact. This ensemble has been under my direction from the time I started at Synchro Educational Complex in 2008. We actually formed a band program that encompasses the marching band, myself, Kevin Hendricks, Skylar Anderson, Valvika Bryson. We started that back in 2008, and it has blossomed and grown. Since COVID, we've been under reconstruction, rebuilding the band program so that the marching band can come back up and running. So in the meantime, I have one of the contingents of the marching band, which is the dance ensemble, who still performs throughout the island. They've performed most recently for our honor roll ceremony in school. Prior to that, we performed for Juanita Garding Elementary School, K through 8 school, Juanita Garding K through 8 school, their Christmas program, Herbie Larson Elementary School, K through 8, still think that they're elementary schools. Herbie Larson K through 8 school pageant, as well as we provide entertainment as guest performers at Caribbean Dance Showcase for the past 2 years. And most recently, we're going to perform at Chant event this Saturday for Youth Art Month celebration, and then we also have fundraisers coming up to help fundraise for our adventure to California.
So you're heading out to Anaheim.
Yes, we are.
What are they expecting?
When they travel to Anaheim, they're gonna embark on a workshop immediately. They actually have 2 dance workshops, one at a private studio, which is customized for them, and then they're gonna have a Disney featured entertainment workshop so that they can get a feel of what it is to be a Disney performer when they go there. In addition, they're going to be the featured entertainment for Disneyland, and that will be on the 20th of April, and they're going to perform at Universal Studios as a featured entertainment on the 19th of April. So from the time they land, they're going to have workshops. They're going to actually have VIP tours at different museums, attend a Philharmonic production, as well as a Broadway musical in California, to just give them a well-rounded feel of the entire performing arts world.
Okay. Now, that's the middle of April?
That's Easter weekend, actually, in April. Yeah.
Okay, Easter weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Easter happens to fall on, I think, the last possible Sunday.
Yes.
That it could fall in 2025. So, Soleil, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
You excited?
Yes, very.
Okay, talk. What got you interested in dance and all that good stuff?
Well, I've actually had a love and a passion for dance since I was 2 years old. My mom was a dancer, my aunt was a dancer, and my grandpa also loved to dance. He taught me quadrille when I was 2, and ever since then, I've always, anything that had the name dance in it, I always wanted to be a part of. And so when it came to Complex and I heard about the dance ensemble, I decided, okay, I was a little too nervous to try out at first, so I left 9th grade. I was like, I'm not going to do it this year. But then in 10th grade, I decided, you know what, just go for it. And I have no regrets whatsoever.
Yeah. Where'd you get this American twang from? This morning on my show here on St. Croix. Sounds good. I like it. No, I'm telling you, you're ready to talk in the corporate world. So you're sounding good.
Yeah, it just comes out whenever I have a microphone.
I'm just teasing. I'm just trying to get you to laugh a little bit. So we're good.
It's working.
Who's your influence? Dance influence?
My dance influence?
Dance influence or influences? Yeah.
My mom.
Mom's?
Hands down, my mom.
Mm-hmm. Nobody, no great, no out there, no dance star, no movie star that you've.
I remember when I was little, I did this project on Misty Copeland, and ever since then, I have never forgotten her. I think about her all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But my mom also loves her very much, and if I had to say between the two of them who's my biggest influence, it's always going to be my mom.
Mm-hmm. No, you say your grandfather or your father teach you quadrille?
My grandfather.
I was playing some quadrille earlier. He play quadrille music, or he just a quadrille music lover?
No, he's Blinky.
For real?
Yes.
Have I been playing Blinky to start the show?
Oh my God.
You joking?
No.
This is him right here.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, you gotta be joking.
No, I'm not.
Hey, God, you great, man. Seriously, nobody can question your greatness. I come out last night. I was hanging out with the guys, and John Moko Jumbi, right? He had played this a couple of weeks ago, so I was trying to find the name of it, so I was looking for it. And I said, well, I'm going to play this, man. And so you seriously?
I'm being very serious. He's my grandfather.
Wow. You know that he was honored
I know.
In D.C. in the 80s and all kind of stuff.
I know.
Big shot, man. Congratulations on that and grandpa,
yeah.
right? Wow. Yeah, it's good music, you know what I'm saying? So you tune in and ladies forward and all that stuff?
Yeah, all of it.
I like that. I had to shut it down a little bit. I got excited there when you told me you were Blinky's granddaughter and all that stuff. So, Kayla, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing. See, I like that. Good looking out. We're good. I'm good. Tell me about your commitment, your love for the dance, and all that good stuff.
Okay, so
Pull the microphone closer.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
As long as I can remember, I've never been like a rhythmic person. I've never had a rhythm.
Two left foot?
Yeah, 2 left foot.
Okay.
But in elementary school, maybe I went to the Ricardo Richards Elementary School.
Okay.
And maybe in 2nd through 4th grade, I participated in the quadrille program that was held in the schools. And I gained a little sense of rhythm, but it's still kind of been blind to me at the time because that's such a different kind of genre of dance. Mm-hmm. But how
old are you? 18 years old?
No, 17.
17? Using what like genre that us high schoolers never used when we were in high school back in the day.
I read.
Song good. I like that. Yeah.
But then I came to the St. Croix Educational Complex, and actually in 10th grade, I tried out for the SDEC cheerleading squad, and I made it.
Okay.
But I was like, oh OMG, like I still have no rhythm. Like this is not working. So I enrolled.
Did you think that, or did you actually have rhythm and was beating up on yourself?
Maybe I had rhythm. I was beating up on myself.
Okay.
But I mean, hey.
Because if you're gonna make the cheerleading squad, you gotta have
then
some
I
kind
have
of
some
you gotta
rhythm,
some kind
right?
of rhythm. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So then in the 10th grade, I enrolled in the Modern Dance 1 class, taught by none other than Essi. So,
EGE for this show,
EGE?
I like that. EGE.
EGE for this show, yeah.
So I enrolled in that class, and I had gained my sense of rhythm. Like I felt like I was doing so much better.
I arrived.
Yes.
Oh, I'm arriving.
Like I'm here.
Yeah,
like this is what I was looking for. And then, actually, she might beat me up for this, but in the Modern Dance 1 class, she actually made it a grade for us to try out for the team, and I was like, oh, let me do it, man. Like this is just let me do it, and I did it, and I made it, and now I'm here.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah. So your story, is a real rags to riches type of thing.
Something like that.
No. It's like that.
Yeah.
But congratulations.
Thank you.
That you've evolved and made it to this point. Talk a little bit about that EGE. Seeing students wanting to aspire to certain levels. And for some, it comes naturally. For others, they have to work at it.
That is absolutely correct. To be honest, it's an actual class at the St. Croix Educational Complex High School. A lot of people don't realize it and they don't know. We have modern dance as a class. So students get to learn and study under me for an entire semester. So modern dance 1 is held in the fall semester, and then modern dance 2, 3, and 4 is held in the second semester.
How is that? How do you make that happen? How do you get 3 classes in the second semester and 1 class in the first semester?
Well, being that under AFT contract, I'm only allowed to teach 2 separate subjects and only 3 class periods, even though we have 4 class periods per day for students to take classes. Teachers are only allowed to teach 3 periods, and I teach health as well.
Okay.
And health is an actual class that's required for graduation. Modern dance is under the electives for the requirement for graduation. So I teach 2 health classes both semesters, and then modern dance is the last subject of the day that I teach. So being that it's falling under 1 subject, modern dance, I can have the different levels 2, 3, and 4 in 1 class period for 1 semester. The same as band. Mr. Hendrick teaches intermediate band, and then he teaches advanced band 2, 3, 4, whatever the level is, because there are so many students out there that wants to continue in the performing arts, and we do not have enough slots to have them for each individual period. So that's why the multiple higher levels are combined in 1 class period. So it actually benefits those who are in the lower level, like modern dance 2 students benefit from it because I have to teach at a higher level in order to engage modern dance 4. So it's more challenging for the lower levels, and then it also increases their awareness for the upper levels. So I see students every year who never signed up for modern dance 1. They're just given the class because they need an elective, and the teacher said, well, I think you would like this. And they start off a little apprehensive and shy, and they don't have any confidence in themselves when they see the different moves and the techniques. And then slowly but surely, with repetition, because it's 5 days a week,
reps.
They grow. Like Kayla. Kayla, I love the fact that she actually told her true story. She told her truth because she did have 5 left feet. And she ain't had no rhythm. And slowly, as she tried, of course, they're defiant. I can't do this, and I don't like this, and no, man, Miss G, what are you doing? And, confidence. I believe in you. You can do this. I didn't just start off dancing. You have to crawl before you walk, before you run. And just the constant repetition, and the fact that the class is not a class where they're judged. It's a class where they could be free. Make your mistakes, I could correct you. And it ends up being that they go from being hesitant to sticking to me like glue, and they don't want to leave, and they want to be in the class all day, every day if they could, and they find every opportunity to dance. And that's where the dance ensemble was created. I saw the need for those students who took the class and even students who didn't take the class, and to give them an extension, because dance is a performing arts and we always love entertainment here, there, and everywhere. And that's what I did growing up. I went to St. Croix Central High School under the direction of Lisa Lenhart Acosta.
Okay.
And that's where my love for dance began, in 10th grade. So what she did for me is what I want to do for these students within the Virgin Islands and St. Croix in particular. So it's really a lovely transition to see them grow and blossom, and just to see how their love and understanding and knowledge is pretty much broadening. I educate them on the different local, dancers like Miss Curlis Solomon John. We have Dr. L. Nielsen, who is a product of Complex Dance Program under my direction, now a professor at the University of the Virgin Islands, where they can go and major in dance over there. And then we have other people within the United States.
Miss Christiana Williams.
Oh, Christiana Williams is a blessing. As a matter of fact, they actually got to meet Christiana through Caribbean dance. Yes. So I dance with Caribbean dance as well. Okay. So I bring them in and they shadow me, and then I throw them in part of the production for Caribbean dance. So they're guest performers, and Christiana absolutely loves them. As a matter of fact, she supports our band program, our dance program tremendously. Caribbean dance is like they adopted us. Mm-hmm. So whatever support that we need, Christiana, Curlis, Lisa, everybody, even Amanda Saki, she's back with us dancing at Caribbean dance. Soleil's mom danced with Caribbean dance.
Okay, what was Satori?
You know the Satori's.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Jendai, who's an alumni of Complex. Mm-hmm. When she was at Complex, I wasn't there, of course, but they had their own dance squad. She and Janisha Jan, they formulated a dance squad, and they were exceptional. Yeah. They were exceptional.
By the way, you've already built up a fan club. One of my regular listeners says she sounds like a great teacher.
Aw, thank you. I try. I try. Thank you.
We're talking with the incomparable EGE, Essi Gaston-Edwards. She is the band leader, also a dance instructor, the St. Croix Educational Complex Dance Ensemble. We got Kayla Matthew and Soleil Rogers here in the studio. They're going to be heading out to Southern California in April, around the Easter time. They're going to be teaching them people out there in California how to really dance. You know what I'm saying? Since they really don't know how to dance and all that stuff. But as fate would have it, man, Blinky McIntosh granddaughter there in the studio this morning. You know what I mean? So you gotta listen to this. We'll take it out. We'll take a break and be back. So while we listening to Blinky. Rafi, do your thing.
As the news gets more complex and changes through the day, you need more than just a quick headline check. Here and Now keeps you connected to your world between Morning Edition and All Things Considered, as the news and the people shaping it are changing in real time. I'm Robin Young. Follow along on Here and Now, NPR News, weekday afternoons.
From 2 to 4 on WTJX FM, your NPR station in the Virgin Islands.
The U.S. Virgin Islands is filled with a variety of diverse events all year long. And the WTJX-FM 93.1 community calendar showcases upcoming events hosted by the Government of the Virgin Islands, local nonprofits, community organizations, and businesses. All events submitted to the community calendar must be sent at least 2 weeks in advance. Please send your information to news@WTJX.org.
Meet the groundbreaking author Amy Tan.
I am a writer and tethered to the past.
In an intimate profile of her life and career.
What would I lose if I lost my mother?
daughters who have to deal with mothers who came from China.
For an inspiring look at how writing helps to heal.
Fiction gave you a place of safety. It wasn't about you, it was about these characters.
Don't miss Amy Tan.
But it was about you.
Unintended Memoir on American Masters.
Tune in March 8th at 10 p.m. on WTJX TV Channel 12.
He said that black smoke was constantly coming out of the burn pits 24/7. And my reaction to it was like,
And we're back here on Analyze This. This morning we got Miss Essi Gaston-Edwards, EGE, joining us here in the studio with two of her finest, Kayla Matthew and Soleil Rajas. Gentlemen, good morning, ladies. Glad to have you here.
Thank you for having us.
Okay, good. So, first time California?
Yeah.
Excited?
Yeah.
It's a long flight. Miami, St. Croix, Miami,
Yeah,
California?
that is correct, yes.
Terrific. You're going to like it. I went to California for the first time. I was 29, though. I was old.
Oh, they're younger than you now. Getting the opportunity.
And I keep going back. I was there in November. And it's nice, good weather, all that stuff, so you should enjoy yourself. So, Soleil, what are you going to do after high school?
Well, after high school, I plan to go to college to major in film and creative writing.
Mm-hmm. You've already applied, been admitted?
Yeah, I have applied. I'm still waiting on acceptances.
Acceptance, yeah.
I should get the rest of them by March.
Okay. What schools you applied to?
I applied to Northwestern, which is in Evanston, Illinois.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Beg your pardon.
Applied to University of Chicago.
Okay.
I applied to Columbia in New York.
Oh, God. Ivy League. I hear you.
Yeah, I applied to Columbia College in Chicago. I applied to SCAD, Howard, and Emerson in Boston.
Boston, okay. That's a communication school as well.
Yes, it is.
But Northwestern, they got the number one.
That's my number one.
Northwestern and Syracuse, they are looked at as the number one schools or the top level schools for communications, journalism, and all that stuff. So, you want to do dance?
I still want to keep dancing,
Yeah.
even though I'm not majoring in it. I'm always planning to keep on dancing.
But film is what you're looking at?
Film is what I'm looking at, yes.
Okay, that's good. That's a good list of schools. You graduated though?
Yes.
You ready? Well, take the microphone and let me know what's your plan.
Let me interject. They're being modest. These two, when it comes to academic success, you're sitting with scholars. You're sitting with principal honor roll.
No, I could tell.
Like superintendent honor roll.
No, I tell you, I heard Soleil with,
yes,
with the corporate Madison Avenue talk.
Yes, millions of dollars in scholarships is sitting on right here on the East Coast.
And then Kayla telling me about genre.
Yeah.
At the age of 17, so I know that I then esteemed company. You know what I'm saying? So you've applied to university as well. You want to head out the mainland or you're staying home?
I'm looking to head to the mainland. Yes.
Hold that microphone closer.
I keep forgetting.
Yeah, and you applied to different universities?
Yes, but I'm like, it's a lot. Like, I kind of outdid myself with how many schools I applied to.
Which one would you like to go to? What's the preferred?
I already got my acceptance letter from there, which is Clark Atlanta University.
Oh, you're gonna go to Clark?
Yes.
So that's locked in, or pretty much locked in. There's still some wiggle room for somewhere else.
Yeah, there's some wiggle room. I have two very strong competitors that I've actually received acceptance letters to.
So you got it like that. That's what.
She has a choice to make.
That's what EGE talking about.
Yeah, who gives her the most money?
You could actually reject.
Yes,
I can actually.
I like that. Yeah. So what's the other two?
Well, of course, there's Clark Atlanta, and there's Georgia State University, and there's Agnes Scott College, which is a all-girls private institution in Georgia.
In Georgia?
Yes.
So I noticed Soleil had a Chicago, Windy City type thing there, and your thing is Georgia?
Yes.
Peach State. Okay. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I'm glad. So, Christiana had me to know Essi is a boss and a true educator.
Hey, Chris.
She is passionate and committed to training and mentoring our youth. She's making a positive difference in our community, and Caribbean Dance School is so proud of her continued commitment.
And I'm proud to be a part of the Caribbean Dance family. I actually joined them in 2018. I've watched them,
What took you so long?
Well, growing
the Caribbean
up.
Dance Company is a institution.
You don't have to tell me. I know. Growing up, but unfortunately, my parents didn't have the means for me to attend dance class, which is why I was fortunate to go to St. Croix Central High School and study under Lisa Lenhard Acosta. So in my adult life, thanks to my former classmate turned friend, Kemet Amon Lewis, he invited me when the Wakanda movie came out to be a part of his piece that he had in that show. And from since then, we're family. So I teach at Caribbean Dance. I teach the little ones, Kinder 1, Kinder 2, Level 1, Level 2, and hip-hop jazz class. So we all teach a collective array of levels with these students, but I'm also part of their ensemble. So whenever they have any performances for the ensemble, you will definitely see my face amongst Christiana, Jendai, Deandra, Lisa, Shamwala, Shameen, and Amanda.
Wow, this is an awesome show that I'm having here on Arts Thursday. So what's next for Educational Complex after you lose brilliance like this?
I'm not gonna lose them. They're attached. Every time they come home, I already told them, you belong to me. We're dancing. I'm putting you on a stage. Like, we're going to dance. As a matter of fact, that's a true story. Because every time my senior dancers travel off, venture, broaden their horizons, expand their academic knowledge, they come back home for either summer or they come back home for Christmas. Christmas, that's our festivities. And I'm also the chairperson for the Miss St. Croix Festival Queen pageant.
Okay.
So when it comes to the production, they're a part of it. They're on stage. They're dancing.
But what about the juniors and the sophomores who look up to the Soleils and the Kaylas?
They're also a part of it. Look, I adopt all of these youth, actually, these young people, young inspiring minds, and they work with me in any way, shape, or form, because when it comes to performing arts, there's the backstage, the on stage, and then in front of the stage. It's not just about performance, it's about a well-rounded, and I'm happy that Soleil is going into theater and writing and whatnot, and she's also being modest. She's also an actress in Caribbean Community Theater. She just had she was in Chicago and many other plays, and then she I think she was part of the directorial cast recently, or she had some role to play in the last feature they
didn't have a Martin Luther King Day weekend. Wasn't there didn't the theater have a show this year? You familiar with that?
The Waitress.
I think that's it. Yeah,
that's the last show they had.
That was the last show?
Was in. It just ended last week.
That was on the Ag Fair weekend.
Yes.
Okay, good. That's awesome. So, why Chicago? What is it about Chicago? You got family there, or?
I do.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. My grandma's from Illinois, and so I've been up there quite a few times, and I love it there.
Rural Illinois or Chicago, Illinois?
She's from rural Illinois.
In the country?
Yeah. Okay. But I visited the city all the time, and I just went this summer. Something about the city that just really connects with me because it's really big, but it's not as loud.
What's it like looking at a lake that's as big as the ocean, like Lake Michigan? You see Lake Michigan when you get there, right?
Because of the lake, it gets so cold in the city.
Yeah.
Even it could be summer, it could be hot on the outskirts, but then you're in Chicago and it's really windy and the breeze.
Well, you got two extremes, right?
Yeah.
In the wintertime, it's ridiculously cold, and then by the way, I don't know if you noticed it, but when you're yanking, you got me yanking as well. So I hope you appreciate that. So you got both extremes, right? Let me speak this New York talk, right? But in the summertime, it gets ridiculously hot. They suffer from a lot of heat exposure and all that stuff. So you don't want to be there in the summertime. You want to be here. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully you come back home,
of course,
and hang out with your friends. You know what I'm saying? So we're good with that. And you're Georgia connection, Kayla?
Actually, I have 2 older siblings that live in Georgia.
Okay.
My older sister, my older brother, and then my grandma lives there. So I have
What
that.
part of Georgia? Atlanta? Or in suburbs? Or in the country?
Like, they kind of commute back and forth. So
Into Atlanta?
Yeah, into
okay,
Atlanta.
yeah, that's probably suburbia.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's good. And you want to major in?
Right now, I'm thinking to major in marketing and minor in accounting, but eventually I would like to branch off into a real estate attorney. So
Law school?
Yes.
That's what I'm talking about. You really got some brilliant students here.
I do, and I have, thank you, and I have 12 more. That's a part of the SEC Dance Ensemble.
Yeah.
They're remarkable. They truly make me proud, and academic success is something that we pride ourselves on. Like, your academics come first, and everything comes later, because nobody can take away your knowledge. Nobody can take that away from you.
So my listener who said that you sound like a great teacher, she said that her daughter, Vanessa, went to University of Chicago.
Nice.
Which is Soleil.
Mm-hmm.
And her son went to Georgia Tech.
Oh, look at that.
Which is Kayla.
I got accepted there.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, she did.
Yeah?
I tell you, they're being modest.
Wow. So she said VA people all over.
Yes,
you know
all over.
So she's very with that. And her daughter was also part of putting on a production there and said it was intense at University of Chicago. My niece went to University of Chicago or University of Illinois at Chicago, one or two. So, we're all over the place. And we're making our mark, right? Gotta speak that perfect language in Soleil. is in here sounding nice and all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? No, Soleil, seriously, you to be commended for that.
She is. She's amazing.
You to be commended for.
She's very eloquent in speech.
Yes.
And yes.
Articulate.
Very articulate.
Thank you. Very articulate. So I'm good with that. I'm impressed. So I'm good with that. Give me some of the names of your classmates so they can't say that you came on the show and didn't give them a shout out. We mentioned some more, so let them know that I'll be in and analyze this. And even though I on there, I will get them a shout out. So call out your colleagues.
So we have Precious Modeste, Isolde Diaz-Bell.
Okay, hold on. Precious Modeste.
Yes.
Right? Hold on, let me write down this. Precious. What's the next one?
Isolde Diaz-Bell.
Isolde Diaz?
Yes.
Isolde Diaz. Bell, is that?
Yeah.
So we got the EGE and the EDB. That's what you're talking about. Okay.
Another senior dancer, Faith Stroman.
Faith Stroman, okay. Morning, Faith. Yeah. Who else we got?
We have Tyra Richards, which is another one of our senior dancers.
Tyra Richards. Wait a minute. On to the brothers. In the brothers, all ladies?
Not this year. We used, but as a matter of fact, fun fact, in our history, we've had one male dancer. Shamari Haynes, Deputy Commissioner of Tourism.
Wow,
yes.
Wow. So I'm talking about. So Tyra Richards, go ahead.
Shajeda Brooks.
Shajeda. Okay. Shajeda Brooks. Okay. Anything off the top of your head? That's 5.
Anaya Mason.
Anaya Mason. That's 6. So that's 8 of them, including these 2. EGE. Who else you got?
Naomi Lloyd.
That's what I'm talking about. Naomi Lloyd.
Michaela Maillard.
Yeah, Michaela Maillard.
Michaela Maynard.
Maillard.
Yeah.
Maillard. Maylard.
Maill.
Okay.
Yeah.
There we go.
Jayla Brown.
I got one more. It says 12 and I got 11 names here.
Janiqua
Weeks.
Janiqua. Sound like I got more.
And Samaya Levine.
I know I had more. So Maya, I could have tell that I was reaching for names.
It's hard when they're not in front of you. It's so many of them.
I know. We're good.
Yeah.
So, Precious, Isolde, Faith, Tyra, Shajeda,
yes,
Anaya, Naomi, Michaela, Jayla,
yeah,
Jayla Brown, Janiqua,
yeah,
and Samaya. What's it?
Ariana.
Connor.
That's what I'm talking about. So that's 12. That's 12 more in addition to this. So you got 14.
Yes, it's 14 and out.
Okay, precious. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, man. Ariana. What's Ariana's last name?
Connor.
Connor. There we go. And all of them traveling, or?
All of them are traveling. We're in the process of receiving sponsorship. We would like to thank VIP Paving. They are a platinum sponsor.
That's what I'm talking about.
Our gold sponsors are Island Therapy Solutions, Paradise Freight, Janisha Samuel, and John Samuel of Dynamic Innovative Corporation. Janisha is a former dancer with me with the SCCHS Dance Ensemble. So we really appreciate our alumni supporting us.
Reach out to the lottery. I don't tease Rema Williams, the director, that they're the sponsorship department because they sponsor a lot of different things.
They said they're no longer accepting sponsorship.
Reach out to them.
So, okay.
Just tell Rema Williams, Neville said.
Neville said.
A little something, you know what I mean? Because we going, you know.
Like, going California, that's big.
Like Soleil would say, we're going far. So we're good with that. You want to say something real quick because we're running out of time?
I also want to thank our other sponsors, which are Pampered VI, Cruise and Gold, Savant, PAL, which is the Police Athletic League, Director of Human Resources for VIPD, the Caravel Casino, Caribbean Dance School, Noah's Electronics, Kamal Russell, and the parents of the SCEC Dance Ensemble.
And then also just our supporters who have provided various services and support. So that would be Leslie Farley, Mr. Kevin Hendricks, Mr. Tyrone Davis, Mr. William Cofield, Florence Marsh Ventura, Juanita Guardian Elementary School, and Marisol Garcia. And then we have former alumni dancers and our dance moms, and Penetrice Delgadillo, Raven Simone Aldain, and a dance mom's role is providing support and assistance at events we perform at. And then, of course, we want to thank you, Senator James.
Neville. I want to thank you, brilliant young Virgin Analyst, for joining me this morning. I want to thank you, brilliant instructor.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. We really appreciate it.
Incomparable EGE, along with Kayla Matthews and Soleil Rajas for Blinky.
Yes,
out of the
Blinky
West.
Granddaughter.
That's out of the West. Thank you very much for joining us, and congrats. And I wish you all the success going forward, okay?
Thank you very much.
Take care. We'll take a break. Be back right after this.
Morning Edition takes you across this country and around the world with stories that keep you informed and the context to understand what matters. The news comes at you quickly, but we slow it down to examine each story from different angles and give perspective on what might happen next. A brand new day comes with new possibilities and a new edition of Morning Edition from NPR News.
Morning Edition, weekdays at 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. on WTJX FM 93.1.
Don't miss the Met's premiere production about the great human rights activist
Malcolm X.
From childhood to prison to civil rights leader.
Taking the Black Star home.
Starring Will Liverman. Look for the Anthony Davis opera X, The Life and Times of Malcolm X.
We want freedom.
On great performances at the Met.
Tune in February 28th at 10 p.m. on WTJX TV Channel 12.
Good morning. This is meteorologist Russ Murley with your WTJX local forecast. This is Thursday, the 27th of February. Spotty showers will give way to sunshine. Temperatures in the middle 80s this afternoon. East to southeast winds as high as 10 to 20 miles per hour.
The views and opinions expressed on Analyze This are entirely those of the on-air participants and do not reflect those of the station's board, management, staff, or underwriters.
And we're back here. Analyze This. I want to thank Ms. Essi Gaston-Edwards, along with Kayla Matthew and Soleil Rajas from the St. Croix Educational Complex Dance Ensemble for joining us in hour number one. Some programming notes on Channel 12 for tonight before we bring in some more big shots here on Arts Thursday in hour number two. We got the PBS News Hour from 7 to 8 p.m. It's on Channel 12 tonight. We got the West Montgomery celebration concert. Celebrate one of the greatest and most influential jazz guitarists of all time. Okay, that's from 8 to 9. And then Velvet from 9 to 10:30. The big day has come. Alberta receives a mysterious letter. And then Variety Studio, Actors on Actors. That's from 10:30 to 11. And then Funny Woman from 11 to midnight. Faced with a looming expose, Sophie takes matters into her own hands and comes out on top. So, the PBS News Hour at 7, West Montgomery, a celebration concert at 8, Velvet at 9, Variety Studio, Actors on Actors at 10:30, and Funny Woman at 11. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Pull that microphone in front of you there. Careful. Sorry about that. Please introduce yourself. Here on Analyze This.
Lorraine Soucy. I am a active volunteer presently working with Ruff Start STX out west.
Go a little closer to the microphone and repeat that, what you just said, please.
Lorraine Soucy. I am a active volunteer for Ruff Start STX, working out west presently, helping with the clinic that's held once a month. And other kind of supporting activities.
Very good. Morning.
Good morning.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Katie Nelson. I'm the founder of Ruff Start STX.
What's the first name?
Katie.
Katie. Ann, good morning.
Good morning. I'm Janice Bourne. I'm another volunteer for Ruff Start STX. I kind of focus on fundraising, and I also help with the cruise ships when they come into town. They come to Hair of the Dog Bar, and we serve them drinks and let them play with puppies and raise money.
Okay. Give me some background with respect to Ruff Start. Who would speak to that?
I guess me. I've been on St. Croix for almost 9 years now, and probably about a year in, I started helping different organizations, and also just sort of on my own started seeing an issue with so many abandoned, sick, and hurt animals, and started really just one at a time picking up and helping, and then in 2020 formalized into the 501c3 nonprofit, Ruff Start STX, and just been growing since.
Talk a little bit about your recognition of the abandoned herd animals, what have you. Based on what you've experienced, what's that about? Here on St. Croix, is it really that prevalent? And how do we go about?
It really is. When I first moved, I started out east, and when I moved west, I went to just one of the dump sites out there, and there were nearly 40 dogs living there that had been left there. What actually kind of triggered me to formalize this was a specific dog. I was at the Concordia dump site feeding some animals there, and a little boy came and tapped me on the shoulder and said, "There's another dog here, and I think it needs to see a doctor." So he showed me to an abandoned little building, and the dog was just no fur, covered in scars and lumps, and just like it balled up in a corner. So picked him up and was able to get him home, and raised a bunch of money overnight to get him vet care, and then I realized that, you know, enough people were paying attention and following what I was doing, and maybe I could have a chance to make it something bigger.
One of our judges, Jomo Mead,
Yes.
Judge Mead.
Yep.
That's one of his things.
It sure is. I run into him at Concordia Dump often.
Yeah.
He's an animal lover,
That's a personal thing for him. You know,
Very
so I wanted to
much.
give him a shout out
Yes.
this morning because I could see you're of the same, you know, sentiment, what have you. So, Ruff Start was created officially in the pandemic year, you said, 2020?
Yes.
So how'd you make that happen during that time when, you know, we were like living in zombies?
Yeah. Well, it took a long time to get the nonprofit status. So we actually started the process way before that.
Okay.
But it finally came through in that time.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that was a hard time to get going. So it really, you know, we didn't really have obviously events going on and fundraisers going on. So we were a little bit limited with what we could do. But a lot of people were bored at home and had nothing to do, so people were willing to foster puppies. They weren't at work, so in that respect, it was an easier time to find some help. But yeah, it took us probably about a year to get the.
You're originally from where?
I'm from Chicago.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One of the students who was here, she's looking to go to college in Chicago.
It's a great city.
Wow. Yeah, the windy city,
A
right?
little cold, yeah.
And very hot in the summertime
Yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Good morning, Lorraine. How are you?
Morning.
Tell me about yourself a little bit.
From the Boston area.
Okay.
From a cold space.
Beantown.
Moved down, exactly.
Yeah.
Moved down about 4 years ago.
Yeah, a little closer to the microphone. Yeah.
Moved down about 4 years ago and
Fell in love?
Fell in love, absolutely. Been coming since 2009.
Okay.
And said, I'd love to live here. So moved, and then you just really can't live in this beautiful space without helping the community.
Wow.
So I felt really strong about that. And
how'd you hear about Ruff Start?
well, over Facebook, with
Okay.
Katie holding a puppy in the air. They needed help. Met her at 7 a.m, took the puppy, fostered.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
I remember that.
And that was the beginning of it, and just really felt strong about what was going on out west. There was nothing except for Katie and a group of active volunteers, and that's growing. And so really kind of pushed that need. And then she started the clinic about 2 years ago and volunteered for that, and then eventually took over that and kind of organized it. And it's so huge. It started, I think, with 30 local community members and grew to, we see about 150 a month.
Wow.
And they love it. They love taking care of the animals. So we kind of do training. We offer vet care. Bethany Bradford is kind of leading that.
That's the veterinary agriculture department?
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And she's retired now.
Okay.
And Ashley and Laura from Sticks Vets, she comes in and supports it. So it's growing. There's a need, and it's all fully staffed by volunteers. So it's...
You are a 501(c)(3), so
Yes.
you're a nonprofit?
Yes.
Okay. So you're eligible for support?
Yes.
What have you. Okay, good. JF? That's it, JF Bourne, you said?
Janice.
Jan Bourne. Jan. Good morning, Jan. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
Good. Originally from?
Minnesota.
Oh, great.
I have to get out of that cold.
Out in the lakes?
Yes.
Okay. And you came here when? You've been here how long?
So I came down in 2007 on vacation, and we ended up buying a condo out west, and came down for 2 weeks, 3 weeks a year, and then in 2022 I retired. I was in technology sales for 38 years, and so first year was fine. The second year I got a little bored, and so ran into Katie and said, how can I help? I was in sales. I can do anything for you. So I do the cruise ship days, as I mentioned, and then I'm trying to help kind of formalize more fundraising efforts for us. Working with businesses to try and get more funding. We're working on our EDC authorization so we can get funding from EDC companies and stuff. So yeah, we're just trying to formalize more and get more money to handle all the pups. We've got 80 in foster care, plus she feeds I don't know how many in place. So we need as many donations. We completely ran on donations. So I'm just trying to help Katie get more money to help more dogs.
Okay, that's good. So you live here, and all three of you live here, right?
Yes.
So I'm gonna give you some advice.
I'm part-time. I'm part-time about 3 months.
Okay. Okay. So you go back to Minnesota?
I do.
Okay. Gopher State, right?
Absolutely. Vikings.
Vikings, right. Sorry, I'm a Packers fan, so.
Oh my gosh.
We don't.
Do we have to leave now?
This could get physical. So.
And a Bears fan too. We got the trifecta
right. Right. So I got some advice for the three of you. Right. It is not out west. It is West End.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So West End. Okay.
Yes.
So
Yep.
I got corrected. I had some friends of mine on the show in St. Thomas, and there's a part of St. Thomas on the western side is Bordeaux. So I kept referring to Bordeaux, and they told me we don't say Bordeaux, we just say Dong West, right? So in St. Croix, West End. Okay, so West End. So I just want, since I want you to get fully indoctrinated, okay, as to how we live in. So these animals abandoned, right? And a lot of them need care. A lot of them need healthy food, right?
Yes.
So that's the primary focus is about nurturing and care.
Yeah, to rescue, rehab, and rehome. So we find them, and we initially, my plan was to sort of take the dogs that wouldn't do well in a shelter environment, that needed more time because they were scared or needed extensive medical, and that really was kind of the heart of Ruff Start. We're just seeing so many more animals all over the island now that are getting left behind. So many litters of puppies, so many mom dogs, so many dogs that are hit by vehicles. So it's just now we're taking in, everything from puppies to elderly, healthy dogs, sick dogs. We can't really just be limited to what we were in the beginning with only the harder cases, just because the need has gotten so much greater.
Have you spoken with the authorities? Spoken with the government to let them know, that this problem is not just, just something that's small scale. This is real.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we were involved in meetings with, previous Senator Sam Carrion on a monthly basis where he tried to gather all of the groups together, health departments, agriculture, et cetera, VIPD, and, just to kind of communicate what it is a crisis. It continues to be a crisis. It's growing and it's impacting the community. And unfortunately, that program just kind of went off the wayside when Sam didn't enter back in. So we're looking for somebody to champion that role and continue the conversations, because I believe the government can support in ways the need and the crisis on island.
The name of the program is Ruff Start Rescue?
Ruff Start STX.
Ruff Start STX, okay. So, I'm trying to figure out what direction. So what are we looking at? Have you determined what would be the best figure, the best estimate for yearly support and commitment to what you're doing?
It's in the millions.
For
There's
real?
no control. There is no animal control at all on the island. It's gone. It's gone.
So you're saying this isn't limited to just dogs? This is just this is an animal thing here in
Totally.
Oh, yeah. Yes.
Cats, dogs, horses, etc.
Wow.
Yeah, and truly having no control. And there's a new agricultural doc, I think it's Doc Wagner, that came in, and he came from I want to say Seattle, with a full program that was going on there, and so he knew the depth of it. And in the meetings would say, this is not a small problem. This is a large problem. It's going to continue to grow in this island until we get control. And so the need for that control is a relationship with the government to try to man it, staff it. We only had one animal control officer, Danny Rodriguez, who helps Katie constantly, and that gentleman is no longer, and there's nobody in play right now. If you call, you're not going to get a response.
You've spoken. You mentioned Bethany Bradford, and she's retired. Have you had any meetings with the Agriculture Commissioner?
Yes, she was in the meetings monthly.
Yeah. Well, I'm talking about the actual Agriculture Commissioner right now, Louis Akil Peterson. Have you scheduled a meeting with him to let him know? Just because he's very sensitive to issues like this when it comes to animals. Have you reached out to him?
They were in the meetings.
Okay.
Okay. So we're not stopping. We're going to continue to try to fight this and figure out who from the government could help the cause. This is not just Katie's rescue. This is the shelter. There's no funding. It's doable. We just need the right people to come together and push it.
John, you're into promotion, marketing, so to speak. Talk a
Yes.
little bit about that.
We are looking for more of a formal marketing person. We're looking for a social media person to help us because that's huge in our world. So we constantly put out Facebook requests to get more help. So we're trying to get more formalized from an EDC perspective because that will help. EDC companies have to give back to the community, right? So that would be a huge win for us. We've had our paperwork in for, a year, maybe 6 months to a year. So we're waiting on that process, which has taken a while. But yeah, we know, as Lorraine mentioned, we need a lot of money, right? And we can't do this by ourselves, so we need to get the community involved and get more businesses involved and support from them.
Okay, good. So it's my understanding that somebody's gonna be performing here today. Katie, you singing today?
Nobody wants that. I'm bad enough at talking. Yes, Mama's Black Sheep.
Okay.
They've been performing all over Island. They do it every year, right? We're here, so yeah, they're fantastic. They are playing for us at Loops Beach, the formerly Coconuts.
Okay.
It's also where we do our free clinics. They're great to us, so they're letting us use that space this coming Monday.
Yeah.
So there's a music cruise, the Kayana, I think it's called, music cruise coming in. It's a huge music-oriented ship, and the Mama's Black Sheep ladies have friends that go on it every year, so they help us out by passing around postcards and flyers to all of the ship guests so that they're aware of the event before they even get here.
Okay.
And
So they're supposed to be coming in after when we go to a break.
Yes.
They're gonna be coming in and performing. So looking forward to hearing them here on Arts Thursday. We're talking with Lorraine Soucy. That's how you pronounce it.
Yes.
Katie Nelson and Jan Bourne.
Yes.
Okay, and they're with Ruff Start, St. Croix. They're in the business of rehabilitating. I think that's the word, right?
Yes.
Okay,
Absolutely.
you said restart, rehome. What was the other one?
Rescue, rehab, rehome.
Rescue,
so pick them
rehab,
up, get them healthy,
rehome.
get them out.
Get them out.
Get them on their merry way to
Right,
their new
yes, yeah,
house.
yeah. So we'll take a break, and when we come back, we'll get the performance.
All right.
Wonderful.
Right after this. Be back right after this.
Thanks so much.
WTJX, your NPR station in the Virgin Islands, is underwritten in part by Bank of St. Croix, offering Elevate Checking, a mobile banking app, and direct deposit. Online at bankofstcroix.com. Bank of St. Croix is proud to support public media in the Virgin Islands.
The Forum and the St. John School of the Art presents Chamber Music with a Modern Twist by the McGill-McHale Trio, Friday, February 28th at the and the concert begins at 7 p.m. Tickets at theforumusvi.org or call Nicole Parson at 646-725-3353. Supported by the Mid-Atlantic Arts Foundation. The Virgin Islands Energy Office is committed to delivering relief now to Virgin Islanders who want help ensuring their energy security. As the territory's sustainable energy policy lead, the office is working to put in place the infrastructure needed to support the adoption of electric vehicles, residential battery energy storage solutions, and the green workforce needed to service these technologies. Visit their website at energy.vi.gov about how you can access energy-efficient appliances and battery energy storage rebate programs.
Movable Feast is back, and this year we are celebrating 10 amazing seasons. From the waters of New England to the mountains of Utah, all the way up the West Coast, the country's most exciting chefs and food artisans join us to fish, forage, dive, and dig for the best local ingredients and help us create some unforgettable feasts. So please grab a plate and join us.
And we're back here and analyze this. We've got Ruff Start, St. Croix here in the studio, but we're also joined. We got some musical talent here on Arts Thursday. So before y'all start, please introduce yourself to the audience and then take it away.
Good morning. This is Laura.
And I am Ashland.
And we are Mama's Black Sheep. We're a nationally touring duo out of Baltimore, Maryland. Very happy to be here.
From Baltimore?
Yeah.
Okay, so nice weather outside compared to Baltimore right about now, right?
Well, you know, Baltimore's having a heat wave this week.
Yeah,
I think it's up to like 50 something up there right
a heat
now.
wave at 50.
Yeah,
I like that.
yep.
Yeah.
But we can also share that we did leave when it was snowing. So
that's true. It was 19 degrees and snowing when we took off.
And one of our brand new songs from the new album that we just put out in 2024, one of the lyrics says, you know the cold is coming and
cold weather is coming
and you'll be running
you'll
to
be
island
running
life.
to
Yeah.
island life.
Yeah.
Yes.
How long y'all been in effect?
The band has been together for 16 years now, since 2008. And
what prompted it?
What prompted it?
Mm-hmm.
Ashley and I have known each other for a long time, since the early 2000s, and she was in other projects, I was in other projects, and we ended up doing some touring together, and things just really clicked for us. So that was the start of our musical life together in 2008. Yep,
that's us. But I have a different part of the story for that, if you don't mind me sharing.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
Of course you do.
Anyway, so she's
as long
playing.
as y'all don't start fighting.
No, we won't do that. We're usually in violent agreement.
Yeah, that's it. Anyway, so she's playing a djembe, this drum that she has right here now.
Where's that?
A hand drum, a djembe.
Djembe.
DJMB.
EMBE.
EMBE.
African drum.
Yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah, African djembe.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because like one of our cables that plugs in her microphone for that drum, it's named DJ for djembe, but it looks like it's a DJ thing if you're gonna spin tunes, you know.
Tangent.
Anyway, so she was drumming behind Tom Prasada Rao. He was like a world musician, and I'm standing in the back of the festival and watching, and I'm like, oh my God, that's a girl doing all that. What? So anyway, so Mary Beth DePompo was my business partner, and she was 5 feet tall. I'm 6 feet. So she called me big girl, call her little girl, you know? And so I'm like, little girl, go talk to her. And she goes, no, big girl, you go talk to her. And I'm like, no, you go talk to her. No, you go talk to her. We went back and forth like that. So I did that jerky McJerkerson thing where I said, okay, I'll go talk to her. And then Mary Beth gets we would get right next, like almost in front of her, and I just shoved her. I shoved the little girl right at Laura, and she's like, hi.
I like that.
No, yeah, they asked me to do some recording with them in her previous band, and that's how we sort of formally got introduced.
First time in St. Croix?
Oh no, this is our 15th year here.
So you do a tour in St. Croix every year?
Every year, 15 years.
This is our 15th year.
We have a whole sound system that lives here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I see you perform at Hotel on the Key.
We do here.
Yeah, and Yo, we're good. We're good. We're good. You know, you're big. Also at Rowdy Joe's out here on the North Shore.
Yes.
Oh, so I was in St. Farm Distillery with all those cars up there.
Oh yeah, that's why all that traffic was up in there.
Yeah. Okay.
Cyan Farm.
So now I know who was causing
Now
that
you know
traffic.
We
cause
cause
all the
traffic jams.
Right.
But see, it's called a traffic jam for a reason because we are musicians.
Yeah, right. Well, that's a good traffic jam. You performed at Aaron's place, the Leatherback Brewery.
Yes. We do our closing show there actually as well.
Okay, yeah, I see that. Yeah, you performed there twice then.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What about the yacht club? You like it up there?
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. There used to be a university right across from there, you know.
Is that right?
A Marine, actually, it was a satellite, Fairleigh Dickinson University out of New Jersey.
Gotcha.
They used to be up there. That was way back in the day. Sandcastle, how was that down in the west?
Beautiful. Yeah. Lots of fun.
That's what I'm talking about.
Whose phone
so
is
you're
that?
going to do a couple shows at the yacht club. A couple shows at, let me see, Castaways.
Castaways
Up
Blues.
a couple shows at the Deep End.
Yep.
Yeah.
Deep
Right?
End. Yeah.
The Blues Backyard Barbecue.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
We get around.
Well, for those who listening for the first time, before I turn over to you as artists, promote St. Croix. Tell those who may be listening for the first time why they would want to be in the Virgin Islands at large and on St. Croix specifically this time of year.
I can tell everyone that's listening, first-time listeners, that this is the very best vacation place and best place to move to. If you're going to go on vacation, if you're thinking about relocating, I would definitely choose St. Croix first. I'd choose it over Hawaii because the cost is better here. The air is very clean, and you don't have like a whole lot of stuff that bugs you. Everyone is so super nice here. Just absolutely everybody's family already, and like we've been coming 15 years and we still get welcomed home when we come back.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very friendly place.
You like the laid back nature, the flatness of this island?
Love the laid back nature and the flatness of this island, and the fact that you can experience so much here, whether you're a water person or a hill person or a hiker or a biker or whatever it is that you do for leisure and activity. There's arts and music and culture and history. There's a little bit of everything, and people are so very welcoming here. So,
ladies and gentlemen, performing live on Analyze This, Mama's Black Sheep.
We're going to do a song off our brand new album. This is our second St. Croix inspired song that we've written. It's called,
go right ahead.
It's called This Island Life.
You got a live audience here, and you got a live audience on the radio. So
I know this isn't intimidating at all with you guys like hovering over us in a tiny closet.
We're good. We're
okay.
good. We're good.
It's all good.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna back this up just a skosh. Well, you ready? Can you get your elbow in there?
There we go. There's the guitar.
Okay.
There we go.
Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Life is crazy. Seems a little more each day. We need a chance to get away to an island in the sea, palm trees swaying in the breeze, and a sunset that will bring you to your knees. Living this island life, there's no place I'd rather be. This island life is all about community. This island life,
and gentlemen, mamas, Black Sheep. That's Ashland Miller and Laura Cerulli. Now, there are a couple of the members to the band?
Sometimes. Most of our touring is done just like this.
You got a violinist and a bass player. Talk a little bit about that.
We used to have a violinist, Helen Hausman. She's amazing. She has relocated to Montana, so she did that just before COVID, and so we really haven't gotten to play with her since then. We're actually hoping to get back out to Montana sometime so we could do a show together. But is it
as lovely as it looks on TV?
It is. It's beautiful actually.
The whole Western.
They don't
like
call
half of the country.
They don't call it Big Sky Country for nothing.
Big Sky.
It does.
That's why I learned about it with sports, the Big Sky Conference and all that stuff. So, and they show it, when they basketball or football games, they show how the mountain areas and all that stuff.
Beautiful.
That's good. And Christine
Haverla plays bass with us.
Plays a bass. What kind of bass?
She
upright or
no electric bass.
Electric
bass. Yes, she was actually just down a couple weeks ago here on vacation, and we roped her into playing a few shows with us. So it was nice to play as a trio for first time in a long time here on the island. That was fun.
Yeah, she just sits on stage left with her legs crossed, and she just rips up that bass so nicely. She's good.
Bass players are the coolest.
I know, right?
The coolest musicians.
Yeah.
Like in here, because of proximity to Puerto Rico, there's a lot of Southside merengue bands out of Puerto Rico, and the majority of their bands, they play an upright bass.
Yeah.
And the coolest member of the band is the bass, but he's just looking to the side.
Yeah, right.
Not looking at the instrument, you know what I'm saying?
Right, we just happened to ask Christine. She's a guitar player, acoustic guitar, like what I was playing just now.
Okay.
And we just happened to ask her, is there any chance that you play bass? And she just kind of put her finger on her face and just went, It's been a little while.
Like, I might be a little rusty.
Maybe
that
rusty.
Girl shreds
oh my gosh, she doesn't play bass. She plays bass.
She is a fantastic bass player.
Well, y'all were awesome just now. I see you get passionate when you start singing.
Yeah.
Well, that's sort of what music does.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So where has music taken you?
Everywhere. We tour all over the country.
Get closer to the microphone.
I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. No.
We tour all over the country all throughout the year. So this is the only tour during the year where we actually get to stay in the same geographic area for an extended period of time because we're here for 2 months on island, and it's a nice tight circle, as you know. But we tour all over the United States, a little bit outside of the country from time to time, where we have both toured separately previous to this project and been, I've been in Australia and she's been in where are all the places you've been? You've been a lot more places than me, I think.
I've played most all the states in all of the United States.
Yeah, we're trying to knock all 50 off of our list before we we retire, but I think we have 5 left.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So I know West End, I know East End. What do you call the middle?
That area generally was known as Kings Hill.
Kings Hill.
That was back in the day when we were agriculture before we went to heavy industry with the oil refinery and the aluminum plant. That's where we lived.
Kings Hill.
Yeah, that's the farm area. We got some of the best farmland here.
That's great.
In the Caribbean, and we used to feed the Caribbean, and that's that area. That's prime farmland.
That's great.
And then they developed it in the 60s and 70s, and things changed. But that's the middle of the island now, the Kings Hill area. But it's really East End, West End,
and Kings Hill.
And Kings Hill. You know what I'm saying? And Grove. Grove Place, that area. They always
the Baobab is.
They if you tell them they're from Frederiksted, they get offended. You know what I'm saying? So they got their own part. But our situation is different where we got 2 towns here on St. Croix, and you got 1 town on St. Thomas. So you got the countryside buttressing the town in St. Thomas, and you got the towns covering the countryside here on St. Croix. So we're good. Now, talk about your relationship with Ruff Start. You support non-profits to begin with, right? You're
absolutely. Yes. Yeah, we have since we started coming down here, we've been trying to do work with a multitude of nonprofit organizations. And Ruff Start is one of those that is newer for us. We've been working with Katie for the past couple of years.
By the way, one of my listeners, they take it Mid-Island.
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 Mid-Island. Okay. All right, Mid-Island.
Thank you to the listener that put in Mid-Island. Thank you.
Mid-Island. I like
Okay.
that. I like
Okay.
that. Yeah. My audience is the best part of the show.
Right, that's right.
Yeah, so I like that. Yeah.
So we have been working with Katie for a few years now, and we are very passionate about helping the environment here, the animals, both underwater and above water. We do a lot of work in that sort of vein. We've sponsored the annual Protect Our Pier cleanup along with the Sea Turtle Assistance and Rescue Group.
So you just don't come to Sink, right? You genuinely
we
love
this. We love this
Sink,
place.
right?
We really want to.
We love you too.
We really want to help. You
Yeah.
know,
After you had the 2 Cat 5 hurricanes within like 3 weeks of each other or whatever, we got here 10 days after the power was restored, and we were singing out at Rowdy Joe's, and then some of our people came up to us and just said, "Why are you here?" And I said, "Because you are, and we
here.
take music to people. That's what we do."
That's what we're talking about. We're talking with Ruff Start, St. Croix, Lorraine, Katie, and Jan, and we also got Mama's Black Sheep, who just performed that awesome song, Island Life.
Island Life. Island Life. Yes.
Ash, can I call you Ash or is it Ashland?
It's Ashland.
So ain't no Ash, it's Ashland.
Yeah.
Only if it's me.
If it's you. Ashland and Laura joining us here, 5 of a kind, taking advantage of yours truly, but I appreciate that. We're good with that. We'll take a break and continue the conversation, get Ruff Start back in the mix. You got another song you gonna play for us? Or?
Sure.
That's what I'm talking about. We'll be back right after this.
Police Department, in conjunction with event sponsor Senators Dwayne DeGraff and Franklin Johnson, are offering cash for guns. No questions or ID asked. Just bring your guns and get cash at fair appraised value with an appraiser on site. Saturday, March 8th on St. Croix at the Rudolph Schulterburn Agriculture Grounds East Entrance. On St. Thomas, Saturday, March 22nd at the Omar Brown Fire Station. And on St. John, Saturday, March 29th, location to be announced. 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. at all locations. This is a Virgin Islands Police Department Gun Buyback Program initiative, along with event sponsors Senators Dwayne DeGraff and Franklin Johnson, offering cash for guns. No questions or ID asked. Just bring your guns and get cash at fair appraised value with an appraiser on site. Saturday, March 8th on St. Croix at the Rudolph Schulterbrand Agriculture Grounds East Entrance. St. Thomas, Saturday, March 22nd at the Omar Brown Fire Station. And on St. John, Saturday, March 29th, location to be announced, 8:30 a.m. to 3 p.m. all locations.
You know a good story when you hear it. Makes you feel, laugh, think. Sometimes you get a little teary. I'm Scott Simon, host of Weekend Edition Saturday, and each week we bring you stories from around the country and around the world. Stories that help you learn, make you smile, catch you by surprise. Please join us every Saturday for the news you need and the stories you won't forget.
Weekend Edition, Saturdays at 9 a.m. on WTJX FM 93.1, your NPR station in the Virgin Islands.
Ready to put the pedal to the metal? Go full speed ahead with Motor Week. Whether you want a cleaner commuter, a family-friendly
And we're back here on Analyze This Arch Thursday, and we've got Mama's Black Sheep in the house. They perform Island Life in the previous segment. We're also joined by Ruff Start, St. Croix, the nonprofit that works towards rehabilitating abandoned animals. We got Lorraine Soucy, Katie Nelson, and Jan Bourne, along with Ashland Miller and Laura Cerulli.
Correct.
You got it. So, Katie, don't be bashful, man. You know, we're good. We're good. You got good people behind you, man. When you got folks like Black Mamas, Black Sheep willing to perform and provide us support.
Yeah,
that
it's great.
That has to be inspirational.
It is, and we're gonna, I think, have a really, really great event. As they were just saying,
give us the details.
They've got
for the event.
So it is being held Monday, March 3rd, this coming Monday at Loops Beach, from 12 to 4. The band's performing 12:30 to 3:30. We've got we'll have 2 mobile bars provided by Ruff Night Bar that supports Ruff Start Rescue. We've got sponsorship from Bellows International, West Indies Company, CC1, and Cost You Less, providing us with what we'll be selling at the mobile bars. And then we are going to have food set up from both Rolling Smoke and Boardwalk Grab and Go. So we're going to have food vendors, music, drinks. We're going to be doing a huge 50-50 raffle. We've got some more items donated from CC1 that we will also be raffling. The venue is amazing. There's a stage literally just right there on the beach where these guys are going to set up. Plenty of parking. We're promoting this on the ship as well as locally, so we think we're really going to get a great turnout.
Lorraine?
A shout out to
pull get the microphone. Yeah.
A shout out to Rudy, who owns the property and is just so supportive. He monthly opens up his doors for the clinic, and a shout out to all the clinic personnel, that volunteers, and beyond, your crew at the bar, and also all the volunteers, fosters, everyone. It is a community. You know, the community that has visited us, they now want to foster. So it's just broadening the scope of what we need and support. So just wanted to make sure, because as Doc Bradford would say, healthy pets, healthy families, healthy community. It's huge. It's huge.
We're good with that. So, Jan, anything you wanted to add?
No, I think they covered it.
Is it everything? Okay, good.
I would like to add something.
Yeah, go ahead.
For years, I've been a sponsor of a puppy to go to its forever home in the United States. I fly back twice in the 2 months that we're here. And so I always try and find a puppy that needs to go, and then, a liaison that can take the puppy and then deliver it to its forever home. So that's one of the reasons that we just totally all get along so well in what we're trying to do with this huge effort to save the animals and make them healthy. And animals, generally speaking, humans that have an animal are happier than ones that don't. So there's that.
Now, you're on St. Croix. You like the Quebec music?
Yeah.
You like our that's our national thing?
We do.
Yeah.
We do.
Yeah. It really is a beautiful. Well, music is beautiful.
There's a lot of great music here, actually.
Yeah. Well, we got we're a melting pot. The Eastern Caribbean. We've had. I think I can say this with confidence. We've had millions of Eastern Caribbean, indigenous Eastern Caribbean folks who worked their way through the Virgin Islands on their way to the mainland. So, because of that, all those different genres and styles of music, and we are an American jurisdiction in the West Indies. So that alone is gravitational, and it has the ability for us to be exposed to all the different kinds of music. So that's not surprising from that standpoint. And what it does, it actually makes the musicians here in the Virgin Islands better, because you're exposed. Right. Exposure is absolutely a beautiful thing. So you got one more song you want to drop on the show live here and analyze this. Mama's Black Sheep in the house, like we say. Island Life was the first one. We're going to hear another big tune.
We'd also like to thank Kurt Schindler. The part in near the end
the
of
bridge in Island Life.
That's him.
That's him.
He sang that on the
didn't he do something with Dan Aykroyd?
He did. He did do a song with Dan Aykroyd as well.
Yeah, Dan was here. They performed that last year here as well. Well, didn't perform it. We actually played the song, and Dan was talking about that, so we're good. So,
right on.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mama's Black Sheep.
All right, we're going to do a song that our very first co-written song,
Okay.
which took us a while to co-write a song because usually we write our own and arrange together. But this one is called Spoonin'. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3.
I can't hear it. Hang on.
Oh, there we go. Some girls like a fancy gourmet dinner. Some they like a great big diamond ring. But let me put your mind at ease. I'm a simple woman with simple needs, requiring only the simplest of things. Oh, we're spooning all through the night, spooning, holding you so tight, spooning with my baby tonight, spooning till the morning light, spooning makes my whole world right, spooning with my baby tonight. Now I ain't just another piece of chicken, so take a look and see what you've been missing. The one thing to make this dish complete, it ain't the sauce, it ain't the sweet, it's you plus me, so come on in my kitchen. Oh, we're spooning all through the night, spooning, holding you so tight, spooning with my baby tonight, spooning till the morning light, spooning makes my whole world right, spooning with my baby tonight. Some girls like to be a bit mysterious, keep you searching for their secrets all your lives. Well, you open up that kitchen drawer, you find out what I'm looking for, right between the forks and the knives. Oh, we're spooning all through the night, spooning, holding you so tight, spooning with my baby tonight, spooning till the morning light, spooning makes my whole world right, spooning with my baby tonight. Now I'm one to love biscuits and gravy, and all the sop and goodness that my grandma always made me, but I still deem you my fave. There ain't nothing better than spooning with my baby. There ain't nothing better than spooning with my baby. There ain't nothing better than spooning with my baby. There ain't nothing better than spooning with my baby.
That's what I'm talking about. Mama's Black Sheep would spoon in the third and final segment of hour number 2. Now, what's it like playing this beautiful acoustic a cappella music in a digital age like this?
You know,
Close to the microphone. Yeah.
It's interesting to meld the digital and the acoustic. You know, all of our electronics that we play through live on stage. Of course, everything's converted now to digital from analog, and so you're getting digital output from the speakers and whatever. But it really just.
I mean, it's a clean music,
it's
right?
It's a clean
but the
music.
authenticity, you could tell the difference.
Well, yes, and no. I mean, you can tell the difference definitely for me between like acoustic drums, like that I'm playing with my hands or with sticks, or electronic drums. You can absolutely tell the difference. So we try to keep all of our instruments are all acoustic, and we try to be able to convey our sound just like we are in this room on the stage, even when I have a bigger drum setup and where we have speakers and mics and everything's a little bit more electronic. It's still acoustic music, you know, so you don't have to go down that path of all the digital things. But on the other hand, there are so many worlds that digitalization of music has opened up as artists, you know, from back in the day when, you know, people started experimenting with synthesizers and all the things that
I was one of those people.
Yeah, I know. All the things that changed music once the digital age has been born. But it's more, it's for us, the bigger impact is in how recorded media and the media portion of it, and how music gets out, and being able to circulate music digitally is certainly a gift to independent artists like us, who don't have big label support or anything.
Well, I was gonna ask that question because I'm a hip hop junkie.
Okay.
And a Tribe Called Quest, they had a song, Check the Rhyme, and Q-Tip said, industry rule number 4080, record company people are shady. So is that accurate?
That is the most accurate statement I've ever heard. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah,
very shady.
And that was 35 years ago when I first heard Check the Rhyme when I was in my 20s.
And artists are still speaking out about that. If you saw,
the reason why I asked that question to you, because you just talked about it,
right?
The ability to do your own thing, as opposed to be dependent on the need for label support.
Correct.
Because of digitalization and getting all of your equipment, you could do your own thing and not be subjected to the shadiness.
We're not a slave to the system.
That's right.
So
That's right.
It's really nice to work for yourself and you know, put out something that's authentically
and not have to pay this person, pay that person, people knocking on your door, harassing you, charging you for things that you didn't even know existed.
Correct.
So that's a good thing.
One of the challenging things about the laws that have changed is that people can now take our pictures and take them, do them whatever. They can record us. They can put it on YouTube. And so let's say that I was having maybe not the best show, you know, and then they record that song where I mess up and they laugh at it, and then they can put it on YouTube.
That could hurt you.
And that's embarrassing. I don't know, like any publication is good publication. If I look like an idiot or sound like an idiot, then it's going to make more people come to see me as an idiot, right? So.
But then they'll get surprised.
That's right.
Because if they're expecting an idiot and then they get virtuoso.
You never know.
You
never know. You never know how it could go.
Yeah. So I want to thank all of you for joining me this morning on Arts Thursday. Ruff Start, STX event on Monday.
Yes.
Right down there by what's the name of the beach in Kadanock? I know there's the Coconuts area. But
It's Loops Beach
Loops
and Loops Village.
That's heading. That's in Frederiksted Tongue. You're heading north.
Yep.
Lake,
heading just past the park and on the way down to Rainbow Beach.
Correct. The heading, that's like when you're heading towards Prosperity. They say Prosperity down there by on the left hand side. You're heading towards Rainbow.
Yes.
You can't miss it. And this is in support of Ruff Start. St. Croix, Mama's Black Sheep gonna be performing.
Yeah, we'll be performing from 12:30 to 3:30. The event runs from noon to 4.
Noon to 4. So I got a 3-hour gig in the middle of that, and we got shipped on that day as well, right?
It's the Kayamo crew.
Kayamo crew coming in that day. So all roads lead into West End.
Exactly.
Right?
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm talking about right there.
Yeah.
Not out west, West End, down in the west,
West End.
And we want to give a shout out to Ruff Start for what they do to address our abandoned animals issues, not just dogs, abandoned animals, mostly dogs, but abandoned animals across the board. I want to give a shout out to Lorraine Soucy, originally out of Boston, Beantown. Katie Nelson out of Windy City in Chicago. John Bourne, she's from one Twin City to the next one, right? From Minnesota, down here to St. Croix, and out of Baltimore. Both of you originally from Baltimore?
No.
From Greensboro.
I'm from North Carolina.
You're a Tar Heel.
That's why I talk funny, and I'm not a Tar Heel. I'm a wolf pack.
You're a
Wolfy
wolf pack.
wolf,
State.
wolf. Yeah,
NC
State. Yeah.
NC State, Reynolds Coliseum.
But I'm also a happy appy. I went to Appalachian State.
Appalachian State?
Yep.
Okay, that's a good. And Laura, you're originally from?
I grew up in Maryland.
You were from Maryland, okay. So you're a Terrapin?
Okay, sure, we'll say that.
Yeah, and we love helping the turtles down here too.
That's right, that's what I'm talking about. Thank you very much, ladies. Nice to meet you. And see you on Monday down in the West. Okay? We'll take a break till tomorrow. Talk to you then. Bye-bye. No, thank you, man.
Analyze This with Neville James is underwritten in part by the Virgin Islands Energy Office, powering policies and programs for a more sustainable tomorrow. The Virgin Islands Energy Office, proud to support public media in the Virgin Islands.
Stay updated with news, alerts, and other valuable information with WTJX Newsfeed. Get the latest news stories that matter from veteran news journalist Tom Ader. Just download the WTJX app or online, WTJX.org. WTJX Newsfeed, your source for stories that matter.
Weekday mornings are a juggle, sometimes even a struggle. Morning Edition from NPR News eases you into your day and keeps you company through the chaos of a busy morning. Hear interviews that give you context on the day's biggest stories, along with reporting and updates on the latest breaking news. Stay on top of the world with Morning Edition every weekday.
Morning Edition, weekdays at 5 a.m. to 8 a.m. on WTJX FM 93.1.
Good morning. This is meteorologist Russ Murley with your WTJX local forecast. This is Thursday, the 27th of February. Spotty showers will give way to sunshine. Temperatures in the middle 80s this afternoon. East to southeast winds as high as 10 to 20 miles per hour. Overnight tonight, a few scattered clouds, lows 73 to 77. Partly sunny with spotty showers on the way tomorrow. High temperatures 83 to 87 degrees. Tomorrow night, just a few scattered clouds, temperatures in the middle 70s. We look forward to Saturday with a lot of sunshine and high temperatures climbing nicely into the middle 80s. Rip current risk in most area beaches will be modest. And be careful when you're headed into the water. I'm meteorologist Russ Murley.
WTJX 93.1 Charlotte Amalia, your NPR station in the Virgin Islands.
From New York, this is Democracy Now!
When we think about vaccine-preventable illnesses, they're only preventable if we have adequate vaccination rates. And as we see those rates start to decline, across the nation, then we'll see more outbreaks.
As a